Hello everybody and welcome back to another car review video, and today we are reviewing the Seat Ibiza 2016 1 litre petrol, and I'm going to go through what it's like to own, things to look out for buying a used car, one of these, as well as the good bits and the bad bits, the interior and the exterior. Now there's not really much to go on regarding the exterior of these cars. All these cars come with alloys as standard. The exterior is not really that good personally. It's not on my idea, but I presume it's obviously quite ideal for probably city driving. It's quite small, compact, what you'd want to expect. It is a Euro 6 emissions, so it's ideal. I believe it's ULEZ compliant as well then, and the tax for this will be very low, and because of that you can expect to pay 35 to 190 pounds regarding depending on model and engine type as well as fuel type. But this one is the £35 annual road tax in the UK, so it's one of the cheapest you can get for the road. And it is a 5-speed petrol manual, this one. I do believe you can get them in automatics. And regarding the engine as well, you've got 73 or 74 brake horsepower, so it cuts a little bit of a punch. Not that much, should I say. You've got about 480 to 500 mile range out of a tank, and I think the fuel capacity for this is 45 litres. Now obviously with any car I'd always prefer premium fuel, but it is what it is, and it can be run on the E10, so it's ideal for a budget as well. MPG, you're looking at roughly about 50 to 60 on the motorway depending on how you're driving. In the city it's quite good as well due to the low capacity engine, one obviously being a 1 litre. It is a 3-cylinder, so slightly less service bits you need for it. Now the front of it as well, regarding the exterior should I say, you got some fake vents there and fake vents there. Obviously they're just for show. It is optional for the fog lights for this car, but obviously these haven't been picked, and I presume they'd obviously go there. As we get into the car, it is quite actually smart in here. You can get them with sat nav. This one doesn't, however. It's 5-speed. Got a load more options there, which I will list what they usually are if I can find them out. But it's ideal. Got a cigarette lighter there, ideal for, you've got another charger there. USB connectivity as well, straight to the radio, which also is touchscreen as well, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got aircon as standard with these, and the temperature control is pretty basic. Got some normal dials, heat controls, and where to go. And obviously this doesn't have fog lights, but I presume it would probably be a pull out or push in method. But you have got the rear fog lights here as I think they are standard, these ones, as well as a normal beam connectivity there. Now dial I quite like, is very smart, and as well as the steering wheel, it's very light, very potent. And you've got also some buttons for your phone calls that are incoming, as well as volume controls on here, which all work really well. And you've also got on the steering wheel a nice little gauge to check your MPG, your mile range, the time, miles since fill up I believe, and your average speed. Feeling, however, it's well built, and it's got some real nice soft plastic there, but it does feel cheap. It doesn't feel, and the gearbox doesn't feel stable. Handbrake's very basic as well. It is cheap. It is a cheap car. You've got 2 cup holders here, probably no bigger to get a can in personally. It is quite deep, but you could probably go and struggle getting a bottle out without hitting the top there. And you have got 1 rear cup holder for the back passengers as well. The back seats do all fold down, but all as one. So you've got a couple buttons there, which I'll show you in a sec. 1 button there and 1 button there. Leg room for this car is absolutely brilliant. I'm about 5'10", the average. It's great. You've got a great throttle response as well. Sounds a bit ropey as well. Brakes are great on these. You don't really need to worry about the reliability of these cars' brakes. The engine, however, you might need to put a little bit more caution in. A lot of the valves on these go, and by that I mean the throttle body goes on this, such it has gone on this car. The throttle body has gone. The engine cover on top of that connected to the throttle body, that had come loose. as well as a lot of wires and hoses that were connected into the engine bay. They'd come loose and obviously gone quite hot, so you need to look out for those. So obviously keep an eye on your engine bay. They're pretty basic, but I'd say service this car quite closely. Another thing to look out for these cars is that they can rough idle. It is giving quite a bit of vibration, this car, just sitting here. So be careful of rough idling, so keep an eye on that. If ever you need to get your OBD scanner, what you have to do is just get your hand straight under here. It does hook round. There's a little holder there, but hook round and yank this entire section off. Be obviously gentle with it, but it comes off and your port's just there and it just slots straight back in. And rear seats aren't that bad either. You've got some nice sound system in this car, but however, seating arrangement though is a bit really uncomfortable actually in the back. It's not ideal. I don't believe these have ISOFIX in them at all. It is 3 seats in the back, but I'm 5'10" and that's how I drive, and my knees are touching the seat, and I could be honest, it hurts to sit down here. I'm too upright and my back can't fully lean back. Headroom, absolutely fine. I've got no issues with it, but the headrest is too far back. I'm sitting like a snake. It's not comfortable, and to be honest, for a car nowadays to have manual windows at the back is unheard of. Getting out is a challenge within itself. Also, regarding the boot, it is very well sized. You can get a suitcase in this, as well as your whole weekly shop, potentially even 2 weeks worth of shopping in here. We'll just move those bags quickly. You've got a nicely parcel shelf where you can put some bits in and certainly hide this all in. So you've got a nice little bit maybe for a bottle. Also got a nice little hanger there for your shopping as well. We've got about 5 of them here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 there. Nice to have a bit here. Now these cars don't come with a spare wheel as standard. You do get the toolkit. This one obviously might have done. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's got the space for it, but I don't think it does personally. But they all come with the emergency foam kit as standard. But yeah, the boot ain't a bad size, especially for this type of car. The other cars you're looking at potentially would be getting, it's obviously the new Golfs or a used Golf like Mark 5 or 6, which would cost a lot more money and probably been ragged around a lot more. Other ones would probably be the Audi A1. It's obviously going to be much higher spec than this. Feel much more refined inside as well. But it's not going to be that much different. It is made by Volkswagen. It's all the same group. Overall, front passenger and the driver's seat, quite comfortable sitting. Quality of the car, however, does feel a bit on the cheap side, but it is a cheap motor at the end of the day. And it does come up with obviously some of the stuff with the car is great, but some of the stuff I think would be more essential rather than a touchscreen sat nav. I'd prefer to have back windows with the electric touchy window things. Glove box is quite a reasonable size as well, so you can get your whole service booklets in there without any worries. And it is a heated rear window, which is great in the winter. Absolutely perfect. Very long dash, I can't even reach the end of it, so that is good. Drive quality of this car is very smooth, very quiet as well, especially if you've got some good branded tyres. Overall ride quality is great. I wouldn't absolutely fault for ride quality, especially in the city as well. So it is comfortable, obviously sitting down. Ride quality is absolutely great, so you don't have to worry about that. Now you don't really just have to worry about rust in these cars. They are fairly new, but apart from that, I think that's it for this car. So if you've got any questions regarding this, please leave them below and I will do my very best to answer them. Have a great day and I shall see you all later.